Welcome in to the PHNX Cardinals postgame show sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Another huge win for the Cards over Houston
Petey.
as they remain
sorry.
undefeated.
It's the wrong show. Unfortunately, we are not the successful 7-0 Cardinals. Instead, we are the
I just tried to get that vibe. I just wanted to say it.
the winless Arizona Coyotes. Welcome to the PHNX Coyotes podcast, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX. Bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets. It's just that easy. We had hope for a moment.
Yeah, they broke our hearts again tonight. You know what, though? Again, we're going to sit here and do our best to try to bring some positive to the people in the group therapy session. And the third period, there were some positives. So that you know what? It made the game fun to watch right up till the end.
It did. And that's all we've really been asking for this whole time is if we're going to lose all these games, they might as well be interesting. And that was...
That's all. So they did. And you know what? When we're sitting here with a pulled goaltender with under a minute to go with a chance to beat an undefeated team on their home ice, I mean, this is what the plan is, right? I mean, management still gets the loss, didn't get any points, kept people in their seats till the very end, and gave us a little bit of hope. And as hard as it is to say, that's the plan. So good on them, I guess.
It's all about hope at the end.
I know it is. It's about hope at the end, and they gave it to us. And a great goal by Phil Kessel. And you thought, honestly, can't believe I'm saying this, but I sat here and go, they might do this.
Yeah.
But conversely, you got to look at what the Florida Panthers look like in the third period versus their first two periods. That wasn't the same team that started off this game in Sunrise.
Yeah, Florida had 31 shots through the first two, and then only about 7.
Yeah, leading up to the empty netter.
The end. Yeah, exactly. So they were definitely taking their foot off the gas. But on the flip side, the Coyotes capitalized on that. So
yeah, and they didn't give up. There was no quit in the Coyotes. And that's the other thing you want to see too with a team that has gone through the struggles this team has gone through. There was no quit in them, and that's honestly for this road trip. It's only going to get harder. They got the back-to-backs with Washington and Tampa coming up this weekend. It only gets harder. So it's, again, they're going to go in the room today saying almost. You know, instead of losing 4-1 with a lot of injuries and feeling really bad about themselves, they can leave this saying almost.
Yep.
And maybe that's enough to get them through to the next game.
Yep. And they did end up with 21 shots on goal at the end, which was a huge improvement from one shot on goal in the first, which they capitalized on that one shot.
Yeah, and the first period's funny.
It was 100%.
Because we've seen offensive outbursts by this team. They look like they're going to get chances, good puck movement. There was none of that in this first period. Florida dominated the play the entire period. And let's take our hat off to Carter Hutton. He played well in the first period. He held the fort long enough to keep the team in it. We'll wait to hear from Craig Morgan here a little later in the show to find out where everybody's at on their injuries, because the Coyotes, good grief.
I know. Oh my! They lost someone in every position: a forward, a defenseman, and a goalie. And it's too bad because Hutton finally kind of had his most composed period, I would say, that we've seen from him so far. I mean, not perfect. He made a lot of big stops, not great rebound control, but he was more composed than we've seen him. And it's just too bad that I didn't really see anything happen. It's just too bad that happened. And then, of course, Connor Timmins goes down in the second, and then Dzingel doesn't come back for the third with a number of injuries. So it's just a huge physical game for the Coyotes. They had an insane number of hits, 33 hits to Florida's 23.
And they played physical, and you can look right at Liam O'Brien for that too. I mean, he was driving the physical force of this team today. He played well. He tallies a goal. He plays physical.
He tried to get Hornquist to fight.
He does everything he's been asked since training camp.
Yeah.
He's a guy we've liked. He kind of has some of that fire that Connor Garland kind of used to have, that energy that you go, oh, something's going to happen. O'Brien's on the ice. That's what you want to see, right? And in the comments, Timothy James said, "Did anybody notice Nick Schmaltz?"
You did notice him once, but it wasn't for a good thing.
We talked about Schmaltz before the season started, saying he has elite talent, elite skill, elite speed if he competes in a game. And I just haven't seen that compete level yet. The puck went into the corner today when we were watching the game, and it was a 50-50 battle, meaning two players going in, equal chance to get the puck. And the Coyote player was Nick Schmaltz, and you just knew he wasn't coming out with it. Like he sometimes you see it in a player, the way he drives into the corner or into the wall, he's coming out with the puck. I just didn't see that with Nick Schmaltz again. And I hope he finds his game. I hope the light goes on because Keller is competing. Krause is competing. Phil Kessel's competing.
Yeah.
Schmaltz needs to do more.
Yeah. I mean, he did have the assist on that Keller breakaway goal. So it's not like he didn't contribute at all, but just getting on the stat sheet isn't necessarily contributing to a 60-minute game. So we'd love to see more from him.
And in 60 minutes, we actually stayed tuned and watched the whole game. And we were kind of...
We were checked out. We were fully checked out. And then all of a sudden, there was, what was it? It was 2 goals in 34 seconds. And
edge of our seat excitement in the PHNX
we were like,
basement.
Oh no, we don't know how to handle a win yet. We're not the Cardinals postgame show. We don't know what that's like. Somebody tweeted at PHNX Sports account and said, what happens first? The Cardinals lose or the Coyotes win?
I thought, maybe it's bad on me, but I actually had a little bit of hope. I thought we were heading to overtime.
God.
I really did.
We were scrambling to change everything. Yeah, we didn't know what to do.
I thought I didn't believe, and this team gave me some hope. Fun to watch.
Very fun. And that's all you can ask for.
It is. And
we just want to be entertained.
We talk in the members only Discord at PHNX, and people get frustrated there's some grumpiness and people are talking about how many losses there are going to be. But the truth is, you're getting to watch good NHL hockey. And tonight, honestly, that was good NHL hockey.
Yeah.
There were scoring chances. There was some physicality. There was excitement right up till the end. Goals were scored. That's why you watch this sport, because it's fast and things can change quickly. And even at the home games here, you're going to get an opportunity to see some unbelievably talented players come in and play, the hometown Coyotes.
Yeah.
So there's still a really good NHL product to see out there, even if the Coyotes can't, get wins in the win column every night. I think they're going to compete. Yeah.
And you know what? Florida is right now the best team in the league. They're now 6-0 after tonight's win. It's their best start in franchise history. They're on top of the Eastern Conference. They're on top of the Atlantic. So to have a comeback like that in a game against a team like that, like you said, they can go in the locker room, say almost. And I do think, at least even as a fan, because as a fan, after Saturday's game, I was like, how are we going to get through this? So even as the players too, but as a fan, you just need reasons to now go watch the next game. And I think that's kind of what we got tonight. At least I thought. Yeah,
I absolutely think so. You're going into Tampa Bay next with, Tampa Bay struggled a little bit out of the gate, but they're still a 2-time champion. They're one of the elite teams in this league. It's an incredibly difficult building to play in. And let's talk about the building in Florida tonight.
Yeah, that attendance.
Was there something going on? Was it like a traffic jam or weather?
I don't know.
Good grief.
I mean,
it was half empty.
And their team's a good team, so
yeah.
It's kind of disappointing to see because you want hockey to succeed in the Sun Belt. But
it won't be that way in Tampa. It's a tough building to play in, and the Coyotes absolutely have to bring their A game, and that brings up, we've talked about Carter Hutton. So when they're at home, the Tucson Roadrunners are 2 hours down the I-10, and they can get replacement players here incredibly quick. So by the time Hutton was hurt, if this was a home game, they could have another goaltender pulling into Gila River by the time the game ends. You got to get a goalie across the country now, and that's not easy. If it's a serious injury, even if it's not, though,
just bring in a third goalie for support.
I wouldn't be surprised if they.
We don't need another ebook situation.
Yeah,
even though Espo did offer.
Espo is the emergency backup goaltender. It covers a lot of net. Espo, got to say that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a goalie moving across country tomorrow, and that's a heck of a long trip to make. Let's hope Carter's okay.
Yeah.
Vejmelka played fairly well. I don't think you can blame him on the goals against. Yeah. It was an all-around better effort. The entire team. I think they still had a few defensive breakdowns, and they still need to improve their defending in their own zone. But there were definite improvements.
And also, I mean, we're talking about getting a goaltender across the country. That Timmins injury that did not look good based on the look on his face alone. I mean, they have another defenseman traveling with them, Dyson Mayo, is in the rotation. So, but would they even maybe then bring up another defenseman from Tucson as the extra,
especially with the back-to-back,
and then we don't know the extent of the Dzingel injury, so there could be a lot of one-way flights from Tucson coming up in the next week to Florida. That was really too bad. You know, we talked about it being a physical game is a good thing, but on the flip side, those injuries were not great.
And see, I'm learning too. I don't know if you've been watching the comments, but they're kind of explaining why no one was there. It's like getting to Glendale on a Monday night across the city, and surprising Coyotes don't draw well on the road, especially for a Florida team.
Yeah, so it's not like a.
Thanks for everybody helping us out too. Like Karen, that's huge. Like I've been to the arena in Florida, but I go on a bus and it drops me off underneath the arena. I don't know. I don't know where we are. Yeah. Just open the door, get on, get off.
you just show up to do your job.
I do what they tell me. Yeah.
Oh my
just like I do here. Open the door, spin me up, and let me go. We're trying.
Oh my god.
We are happier though.
We are. Look how cheerful
20 minutes or half hour ago.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, we got to find the positives, and one of those positives, and kind of toward the end, all game we were like, yes, this is our king of the game, and then toward the end we're like, oh my gosh, these could have been these other two, but we still decided, just like Saturday night, another repeat, but Clayton Keller, king of the game, 1 goal, 3 shots on goal, 1 point, he's +1 as well.
And there were some good things about this goal, and one of the things,
take that back,
we've seen Keller in the shootout a lot, where he's had breakaways on a goaltender and he hasn't been able to finish, and he comes in at the slow pace, and he went at the net hard and he finished, and that's what he's paid to do. Great job on Clayton Keller. I thought he looked good. Do you want to go to it?
Yeah, so Petey,
we're gonna try some technology
in his
today.
Full video coach mode, and he broke down this Clayton Keller breakaway goal. So Aaron, go ahead and play the clip. And he even
look at this. He defends first. There's Hornquist in the slot. So Keller does his job, gets a stick on the puck. Great job defending. So he's not just thinking about off. Now he's got to get out to Uyghur at the defense. He's got to get all the way out there. Makes it difficult for him to get a shot. Turns, looks over his shoulder, sees, hey, we're going to get possession, and he's gone. So not only did he do a great job offensively, and he sensed where the puck was going to go, and he finished. All of those things were great. But what a great job defending by Clayton Keller. He played all ends of the ice, 200 feet, breaks up the play twice before he scores. So hats off to the king of the game.
Yeah, and that was really cool to see from your point of view, like just when you broke it down for me before you made that awesome video breakdown for us, just to see that he was like 2 steps ahead of the play, and that's what makes a great NHL player. So just roasting Shane. What else is new?
Yeah, because Shane's losing bets again. The guy that runs the bet show.
Shane hosts PHNX Daily Bets Monday through Friday at noon if you want to watch.
And again, if you're gonna sell a bet show, I mean, I am clearly not in the marketing department. But when you're selling the bet show, don't go on other shows and go, I lost all my bets. Like, is that the way to sell the bet show? Like, really?
Oh my god. Well, you lost.
I suck at picking bets. Come watch me.
Okay, but what did you lose? What was your 6-game parlay that you
lost?
Lost? You were so close.
So I went to the NHL schedule yesterday, and I might have dabbled in a 6-game parlay. I hit the first 5, and the last one went into overtime, and I lost. And I just had I just had him to win. I didn't go to the puck line. I went to money line. So frustrating. So close.
Somebody just pulled out HK on Shane.
HK. Somebody. Chris K with the first HK
of the season
at PHNX. For anybody that doesn't know what HK is, it means who cares. Yeah. Like, who cares? HK.
Oh man. Yeah. If you. So
HK.
if you want to bet against Shane, or if you want to almost hit a 6-game parlay like Petey, maybe we should listen to Petey because he seems to be kind of onto something. I
did take the over today.
He did take the over. He did hit that bet, and you can do all of that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And if you sign up using the promo code PHNX and bet $5 on an NFL team, and that team wins their game, you'll get $200 in free bets. Super easy, safe, secure, reliable, really easy to use, easy to withdraw and deposit your money.
And you know what? I'll say this: it does make these games more fun because you're feeling like you're a part of it.
Yeah.
You stay tuned longer, you watch longer, and
And all game we were like, are they gonna hit the over? Are they gonna hit the over? And then I was like, oh, they hit the over.
Flurry
and you're like,
goals.
yeah. That's also why we're in a good mood, because he hit the over.
And the other thing is, don't spend your grocery money on this. Like I don't bet large sums of money, but I put something on games. It's easy to do, and it's a lot more fun. And I'm watching more sports than I've ever watched in my entire life. Well, partly because I'm not doing that old job, but I watched a basketball game from beginning to end. And I got to give it to the PHNX Sun show. I watched the pregame show, the postgame show, and I watched the entire game. And that is one. And don't think I don't like basketball. It's my old job. We were way too busy to watch other sports for fun. So anyway,
definitely.
The DraftKings is helping making other sports more exciting to me.
Yeah, look at that. That's 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. You mentioned the PHNX Sun show. We mentioned the PHNX Cardinal show. There's a lot of great stuff happening here at PHNX, and if you haven't seen it, we've dropped some amazing,
amazing t-shirts.
Like oh my god,
new Cardinal
the
shirt?
new Cardinal shirt, you guys.
Ridiculous.
And
if you don't know what we're talking about, go to the PHNX locker and check it out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're still waiting for the next Coyote shirt to drop.
Well,
will that come before the first win?
Oh my god! You can bet now at DraftKings. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh! Well, if you sign up right now for an annual membership at GoPHNX.com and use the code Coyotes2021, when you do, you'll get a $60 gift card to the PHNX locker, where you can get the Coyote shirt. Then you can get either a Cardinal shirt or get an amazing Sun shirt. I mean, there's just a lot of great things becoming a member. You get deals on shirts, deals of the week. There's also just amazing written content on the website by our talented writers here at PHNX for
things you don't get anywhere else.
Yeah, for
the teams that you love in the Valley.
Yeah, every team here in the Valley, and we got the Coyotes and the Diamondbacks on one extreme, but then on the other you have the Mercury, the Suns, the Cardinals having success.
It was fun.
So
in the one basketball game that I said I've watched beginning to end so far this season, I will watch more. I'm really trying, but there's hockey games on nights too. Behind the Suns bench, 2 rows behind the Suns bench in that game, somebody had a PHNX shirt on.
Are you serious?
And you know how cool that was to go, oh yeah, look, there's it's like looking for Where's Waldo in the crowd. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Thanks everybody for all the support, because this is cool when you see those PHNX shirts out and about. So
it really is, and especially seeing those Coyotes won. And we talked about a few weeks ago how introducing the Kachina back is the primary thing that makes you just gotta add some joys to the season, add some excitement to the season, because Coyotes are still a 1-point team across. What was this, the 6th game of the season?
Yeah, 6. It feels like 16.
Yeah. So, it's fine. And I said to Petey earlier, at least we knew this was happening. I think, Aaron, this is a good time to bring up the rebuild reminder, because the Coyotes only have 1 point, but so do the Chicago Blackhawks. And everybody thought the Chicago Blackhawks
were going to be a playoff
or at least be in the playoff picture.
In the hunt.
Yeah, because of all the moves they made in this offseason. And like
Seth Jones coming in,
Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean,
spent a lot of money.
This has not looked good for them. And that's like a loss of hope. We're on the flip side where the bar is kind of on the floor, and anything above that is fantastic. And we take great joy in it. Just like tonight. So,
Yeah, we may not have a good hockey
but we
game.
do have the great coverage of that knockout. Thank you, Timothy. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Timothy.
Thank you, everyone in the chat, too, for participating. It just makes the post-game shows so much more fun.
Honestly, we're all in it together, in misery and in joy. And I don't know, we've got to start making plans for the first victory.
We do.
Like,
what are we
going to do? Like, I don't know. We'll think.
Didn't we say we were all going to chug beers? And,
yeah.
And Craig was going to chug an IPA.
Craig spill it on his tie.
Do you think when Craig isn't on the road and he's in studio for a post-game show, he'll wear a tie?
He might. We should honestly make a dress code for him in
here. Should we dress up on our Halloween show?
I hope Craig doesn't listen to this.
Sunday morning?
He definitely should.
It's at 10 a.m. on the game. Oh, you should.
It's actually not a bad idea.
That's funny.
Okay, we might have to dress up 10 in the morning.
Manscaped for everyone when we get the first dub.
Live Manscaped reads.
Craig Morgan shotgunning a beer from the press.
Yeah. Craig, get the funnel out, Craig.
Oh, man.
We're digressing.
Oh,
do we need to do this?
Ahead.
Get it out of the way?
Do you want to go for it? Go for it.
Can we get it out of the way?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I?
Yeah.
And again, we say it every time, though. The expectations are starting to get a shade too high, so I'm going to bring the bar down lower. Support for the PHNX Sports Show. The sports show. See, I screwed it up already.
And that's funny because someone just in the comments said at some point we need to go PHNX live show. There actually is a Phoenix Sports Show. It's once a week.
Once a week.
So
Michaela.
make sure you
fantastic host.
Yeah, amazing show. Look up the PHNX Sports Show on wherever you get your podcast. It also streams live.
She brings in guests from all the other
different
PHNX
rotating
shows.
Guests. Yeah, it's awesome. So there is a community show once
Absolutely.
a week. So.
That brings it all together. And you know what? I was on it last week with the Suns and the Cardinals, and I felt left out. We got to get some wins so I can hang out with these people. Support for the PHNX Coyotes Postgame Show is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming. Go to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code PHNX. And with Jacob Chikrin and Shane Gossesbeer returning to their home state of Florida, it got me thinking of homecoming. And that got me thinking of my own homecoming and dressing up in a tux. More importantly, the anticipation of taking off that same tux. But as I mentioned many times, this was the 80s and not a pretty sight. I look like Ogie Oglethorpe under my cummerbund. But it's 2021 and there's no excuses with Manscaped.com. They have the right tools to get the job done. Because if you use the wrong tools, your junk could end up looking like Carrie on prom night. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code PHNX at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code PHNX at manscaped.com. Clean up your little homecoming king with Manscaped. Enjoy the dance.
I was not ready. You did tip me off to homecoming, but I did not know that's where you were going to take it. Oh, my God.
But again, I know they're fun. But they do have good stuff. I go if you haven't gone there yet after the funny reads and after our show is over, guys, go there. There's you'd be surprised. I just got a nail grooming kit. It's not all below the waist stuff. There's some good stuff there. So check it out anyway, because the 20% off and free shipping won't last forever.
Do you think Joe Thornton uses?
I know Joe Thornton.
His beard. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
He scored tonight. Yeah.
Send him the link. PHNX.
we'll send him our promo code. Yeah, he had the first goal from Florida tonight. So weird seeing him in a Panthers jersey.
Yeah, and I thought his career was waning and it might be done, but
he loves to play the game.
Yeah, and he wants to win, and he thinks he can win there in Florida. And I tell you what, when that team puts it all together, that is, we're early in the season, but that's the fastest team in the league. They have so much speed. They are so dangerous through the neutral zone. And I'll be honest, I didn't think the Coyotes would be able to contain that speed, and they didn't give up the rush chances that I was anticipating tonight. There was one of the opportunities they gave up in the defensive zone where both defense cheated up to the hash marks or the top of the circle, so there's guys in behind, but they didn't give up those rush chances. So good on them for that. Again, it's small victories, and I think against a team like Florida, to limit your rush chances is something that Coach Tournier can go tomorrow and say, hey, this is one of our goals tonight, limit our rushes against, and we did that. Mm-hmm. So good on them.
Yeah, and one thing I also noticed that I felt like the Coyotes were emotionally invested in this game for a lot of reasons. We mentioned it before, the physicality, the hits, standing up for teammates, and we saw Ryan Dzingel do that in the second period after Connor Timmins went down with that hit, which, by the way, I know a lot of people were saying that hit should have been penalized.
Yeah,
it was kind of just an unfortunate play where whatever happened, with his knee or whatever it was, but
I try to call it as I see it, and let the emotion get in my way. I'll have to look at it again. I didn't think it was that bad of a hit. Yeah. Just unfortunate that Connor got hurt on the play. The Radko Gudas walks the fine line. That's how he plays. Yeah. He's a physical player that he can hurt you if he hits you the wrong way. So, I didn't think it was that egregious. I hats off to Dzingel for jumping in. Radko Gudas is a big man. Yeah. And for him to drop the gloves and jump in that's a great teammate. Yeah. And so you see stuff like that, and those are the things that are binding this team together. Guys standing up for each other. So, hats off to Dzingel, and It's unfortunate that Connor Timmins
Dzingel was penalized, not what was the Panthers' name?
Radko Gudas.
Yeah, he didn't get a penalty.
No, he got the 5 minute for fighting, but
he got 5 for fighting, but not for charging.
Yeah,
Dzingel
like got a 2, 5, and 10.
Yeah,
2 for instigating the fight, 5 minutes for fighting, and a 10 minute misconduct. Misconduct.
Yeah. And then we didn't see him back in the game. That's when they announced that he had the upper body injury. So I don't know if that's where it happened, but yeah, that not
Andrew at DraftKings. See,
Andrew always makes money betting it. Andrew,
maybe
be honest.
He should host the bet show.
Andrew, be honest. Were you sweating this game at any point? I want to know. Let me know.
Yeah, look out.
Maybe. Oh, thanks, Jacob. Jacob hyping us up.
We miss you, Jacob.
We just saw you like 2 hours ago. It's fine. And the other unfortunate part about the Connor Timmins hit that led to Ryan Single fighting, getting a penalty, is that the Panthers scored on their power play. And we should mention the Panthers were 2 for 3 on their power play tonight. And what we should also mention is that coming into this game, and still, the Coyotes' penalty kill is 32nd in the league. Which obviously is dead last. Petey, what is the next best?
This was going into tonight. They haven't updated the stats on NHL.com yet. The Coyotes were 36.4%, which is killing off just under 4 out of every 10, almost killing off 1 out of every 3 penalties you take. The next lowest is 53%, which is killing off just over half of your penalties. So it's atrocious. And then they give up 2 out of 3 tonight, shorthanded again. So the number's going to go lower.
Yep. And also coming into this game, the Coyotes were 32nd in the league for goals for with 1.6, 32nd in the league for goals against with 4.8, 29th in the league for face-off percentage at 45.9%, which after the first period, the face-offs were 63% in favor of Florida. So that's, and last game they struggled in the face-off circle too. So that's yet another stat column that the Coyotes are really struggling in. The Coyotes power play before tonight, 27th in the league, 13.3%. So, not great, but
yeah, the positive weren't there. I was just looking at Andrew's comment there on the 3 games and 4 nights. So I wanted to pull up my schedule, and there is something to be said for that. I'm not telling everybody to go hammer their DraftKings Sportsbook app right now by taking the Yotes, but teams that play 3 and 4, that's tough. That third game in a 3 and 4 is tough, and they're coming off back-to-backs in Buffalo and in Pittsburgh before traveling home. That's their first game on a 2-game homestand. It is.
Patrick's calling it.
Playing a little bit into their favor. If that's the win, we got to start prepping. Like that's a big show if we get the first win against the 2-time
number 1 in our hearts, number 32 on the PK.
But
and also Andrew said he's gonna retire off the money he's making betting against the Coyotes when he using his promo code PHNX on DraftKings. So
well, I hope Patrick's right, because there are some things that are coming together for that to happen. Tampa's got a tough back-to-back on the road, coming home for the 3 and 4. The Coyotes are feeling good about themselves on their comeback tonight. They got a little bit of fire. They've got some guys hurt, which gets new guys into the lineup. So there's new blood, new energy. I just a touch too early to start calling the win for Thursday against Tampa.
We'll see what the line's going to be on that game. So the line going into this game was shocking, actually. Shane and I were looking at it earlier today. The Coyotes were plus 320 underdogs. The Panthers were minus 425. So that was like the biggest odd spread I saw on all the
It's usually like
it was like 150 at the
maybe.
most.
Yeah.
All the other games that I saw, even Buffalo was only like plus 125 against I forget who they were playing tonight, but Buffalo. Buffalo beat. Wait,
Andrew,
what's today?
Andrew, I like it. It's solid though.
Buffalo beat Tampa 5-1 tonight.
There you go. Thank God I didn't hit that one.
Dang, that's crazy.
Watch out for those Sabres. But then again, as the standings turn upside down for that rebuild reminder, Buffalo is starting to pull away from those Yotes.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good thing. Buffalo beat Tampa 5-1 and is starting to separate themselves from the Coyotes early in the rebuild race. And live
from Florida.
Sunrise.
Look who it is.
Look at a little tan there. Well, no, you don't. Never mind.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Oh. I can. Wow, I'm chapped off by that graphic.
There you go.
There you go. Look at
that background.
Should I do this? How about this?
How's your garbage can set up tonight, Craig?
Oh, it's spectacular, actually. It's not a garbage can, so that's a plus. That's an improvement.
Craig, right off the bat, we want to know, are there any injury updates on any of the 3 injured Coyotes players from tonight?
Nothing right now. We just asked Andre Tourigny about it in post-game, and he did not have an update. It didn't even sound like they were clear on what happened with Hutton, because as we saw, Joe Thornton scored that goal with like 18.8 seconds left. And after the goal, I was watching Hutton. I didn't see anything noticeable in his movements after the goal, so I don't even know when it happened. So we'll just have to wait to see. They have an off day tomorrow in Tampa. They'll skate on Wednesday and play the defending Cup champion Lightning on Thursday. Right now, down 3 players.
Yeah, but Craig, we just saw that Buffalo just beat Tampa 5-1.
Yeah, Tampa's struggling a little bit, but maybe you don't want them losing right before you come there.
Yeah,
that's true.
Let's not let them lose. They got Pittsburgh tomorrow, and Pittsburgh's playing well, so coming off back-to-back losses before coming home to play the Yotes, not a good recipe.
You guys like this, moving Zamboni in the background?
Yeah, it really adds to the setting the scene.
What's your travel day tomorrow, Craig?
Oh, let's not talk about that. It's only to Tampa, so it's only an hour flight to Tampa, but it's
they don't play till Thursday.
It's another 6 a.m. flight. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go home and write. I'll get my usual 3 hours of sleep, and then I'll just crash when I get to Tampa.
So after the second period, we were back in dejected, feeling bad mode. And then the third period happens. Well, do you think that changed the mood in the room? Did you feel it sense in the post-game interviews that there was some sense of positive out of this?
There is. I mean, Andre talked about them still fighting. He's proud of them. And you know, both Christian Fischer and Liam O'Brien mentioned it as well, that, you know, it's not a team that's quitting. They're obviously working. They're trying to find solutions. They still have a belief, but it's getting harder and harder to find positives as these losses stack up and they just get buried further and further in the standings. Look, again, I know we keep saying this every post game, but there's a different goal in mind in the big picture. So you have to consider all that. But obviously, as you know, Petey, that does not impact the players or the coaches. They all want to win. That's why they're there, and that's what they're competing to do. So this is really tough on them right now, and Fish in particular. And I tweeted this as well. If you guys get a chance to watch his post-game comments, he's just unbelievable at articulating what they're going through right now and the mindset and what they need to do to get out of it. He was, of course, here in Rick Tockett's first season as coach when they basically went winless in October. So he's been through this before. He has an experience to pull upon, but I'm not even sure that this roster is equal to that roster. You know, they're deficient in several areas, and now they're down 3 players. It's just going to be tough for the Coyotes to dig out of this hole. But you really, you know, you feel for the guys. You want them to taste that first victory because it's really tough on everyone.
Craig, who do they have traveling with them for their extra defenseman and forward on this trip?
Dyson Mayo, he is with them. So I can't say I would assume he'll be in the lineup because they, like I said, they have a couple days in Tampa where they don't play, so they could get a guy out here. You know, I don't know who that would be at this point. Kyle Capobianco is still injured. Maybe they bring Vladislav Provolnev up from Tucson, but they wanted him to get down to the AHL and play some games. Is 2 games enough? I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. I'll obviously be following that further tomorrow.
Yeah, we just had a comment about their slow start. 1 shot through the first period. It happens to be a goal, which is great, but they're going to have to find a way to get better starts against these clubs over the next 4 games because these are some really good hockey teams.
Yeah, look, Florida's a really good team. I don't know about you guys, but I was so impressed with the Panthers tonight. The way they move the puck around, man, they have some skill, and they obviously have a lot of speed as well. This is an interesting team to watch. They're 6-0 for a reason. I thought the Coyotes did a pretty good job, and they talked about this as well, of trying to keep the Panthers to the outside. But another real problem for this team early on has been the penalty killing unit. It has struggled mightily. You know, Bear was talking after the game about the lack of block shots. And I asked him if that was all. And he said, oh, no, there's a bunch of other things that we're not doing well. As you know, Petey, the passes across the seam that they call the golden road, you can't allow those when you're on the PK, because that gets the goalie moving, that gets the entire defense shifting. You can't allow those passes. That's when the greatest scoring opportunities come on the power play, and they're allowing that. And the PK is really struggling right now.
Way too easy. And especially when you look at the penalty kills earlier in the game, how easy it was for the Panthers to get the puck from one side of the ice to the other through that seam. It was almost intentional. Like there were not sticks in the lane, there weren't bodies in the lane. And then by the third period, the penalty kill to me was almost stationary. Like guys just were like, okay, we're just going to stand here. You guys pass the puck around and shoot when you want to. It was usually when your penalty kill is struggling, the feeling is to be over aggressive and work too hard and kill too hard and go too hard at the puck carrier, which leaves holes in behind you too, and that's bad. But this group doesn't seem to have that problem right now. It's a huge problem because you cannot win in this league at all. And I don't mean championships, I mean games with the penalty kill under 40%. It's going to be closer to 33.5 to 34% by the time stats come out tomorrow. Can't win that way.
Yeah, I want to talk to Mario Duhamel, the new assistant coach, runs that unit. Of course, everything's collaborative. I'm curious to dive into some of the details of what he's seeing right there, because that special teams unit is really, really hurting the Coyotes right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to improve. And unfortunately, on this trip, they're coming into two of the best power plays in the National Hockey League with Tampa and Washington, and they get to see them on back-to-back nights. If they go into those buildings at a 33% penalty kill, nighty-night. Like that Washington with Alexander
Ovechkin backdoor.
Backdoor.
Yeah,
and
from
Tampa
the office.
Stamkos in the exact same spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Stamkos and Ovechkin set up literally in the same spot. Yeah, this
could be a tough 2 nights unless they can get some time to work on that. And you're saying tomorrow's a day off the ice?
Yes.
Okay, well, so hopefully on Wednesday they get a chance to get some work in.
Yeah, because
I'm trying to figure. Go ahead, Leah.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's not looking good stat-wise. 32nd in the league. We talked about it right before you got on.
Guys, am I on some kind of Batman angle here? It feels like my head is tilted, and yeah, this is interesting. I don't know.
That was just
thought I'd ask.
Everyone says you look tall.
Yeah, you look tall.
Really?
Craig?
That's a first. All right, I'll keep this angle. No, I think my platform, it seems to be level, but my head seems to be crooked. So maybe it's a physical problem, actually.
Maybe that's what happens when you just are scratching your head too much watching the Coyotes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, it was, you know what? It was a good way to end that third period. We sat there, and honestly, Craig, we sat there and thought, this might go to overtime. Like, you honestly had that feeling. The momentum had shifted so drastically towards the Coyotes. And we said the Coyotes, good for them, the effort, they stuck with it, but that wasn't the same Florida Panthers team in the third that you had seen through the first 40 minutes. I thought they took their foot off the gas in the third.
Yeah, I would agree with you completely. And once the Coyotes got within one, I'm glad you guys, had some hope that they were coming back. I actually did not think that they were going to tie that game up, and then Anthony Duclair, to add insult to injury, a former Coyote put one into the empty net to salt this game away.
Yeah, but it did secure the over for.
Yeah, I got the over. I hit the over. I know you love
your
DraftKings Sportsbook app, Craig.
It also looks like there's fog rising from the ice in this lighting that I've got behind me. But I can tell you, by the way, that South Florida is basically a swamp. When I stepped off the plane, I was like, okay, this is why I live in Arizona, because the humidity must have been 95%, and it was like 88 degrees when I arrived. It's supposed to be in the 90s tomorrow. I'm hoping Tampa's a little cooler. I couldn't live here. I just couldn't live here.
Yeah, it's not a dry heat like it is here.
No. You'll be home soon, Craig. You'll be home
No, I
soon.
won't, Petey. I won't be home that soon.
Hurry back.
I'll be on the road a while.
Well, Craig, thanks
again. By the way,
Oh.
the beer shipment got returned to sender. I got this notice today.
Wow.
And I checked the address. The address was correct. So I don't know what's going on.
That has Phoenix written all over it.
Yeah.
Phoenix,
it does.
our new PHNX mascot.
He's a shade.
Phoenix,
he's a little
a.k.a.
prick,
Espo.
as we call him. So
Phoenix, a.k.a. Espo.
To the Manscaped, which you missed.
You missed the Manscaped.
You missed the Manscaped tonight.
It was Carrie. It was Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie, little Carrie from
Homecoming.
Stephen King was in there.
What?
Yeah, you know.
Like,
You'll
okay,
have to
I'm gonna have to
Go back and watch it,
Go
Craig.
back and watch it. We can't read.
I can't even imagine that connection. I can't even make that connection.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, Craig. Well, we'll let you go and get your story written. And safe travels, and we'll see you in Tampa after the game on Thursday.
All right, guys. Aaron,
Thanks
get me out of here.
All right, bye, Craig. Oh man.
Well, Leah, I think we did it again.
You know, we have to balance each other out because you and I had hope and he had none.
I know he had none.
He had none. But he's also there. We were all here together, having a good time.
Yep.
At least we found the joy.
Let's hope we have joy on Thursday.
Yep. And Craig is going to be posting the story he just mentioned on gophnx.com, which, of course, you can access as a member. We always mention the members-only Discord. We're in there all game long talking to everyone, at least Petey's giving insight and analysis.
Well, we're getting some,
I'm just
too.
commiserating
with
everyone.
Pretty intelligent hockey fans in that Discord. Sometimes I have to keep quiet.
Sometimes, sometimes, I learn stuff like every day from the people in there. So you can join that also when you become a member. Follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. Follow PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of the above. Like we said, there's a lot of amazing content, a lot of great coverage of all your favorite teams here in Arizona. So, I mean, do not... Oh, how do I get a draft? Yeah, check out my DraftKings sweatshirt. Don't forget to use the promo code PHNX when you get the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm sure you can order that shirt.
You can.
Somewhere.
There's all kinds of stuff on the app. They have a store on.
They have a store on the app.
They do.
Look at that. I also have a Manscaped shirt. Don't be jealous, but
I just don't. My Manscaped shirt yet.
Petey, you have to wear it. Can you wear it on Thursday?
I'll wear it on Thursday.
But then he gets too cold. The studio's so cold.
It is cold in here. It is cold. I'm soft.
Man.
It's too cold. Anyway.
All right. Well, still winless, but that's the goal, I guess.
We'll do it together.
We do it together. Have a great night, everyone.